11 Alive is committed to bringing you facts, not fear, when it comes to understanding Georgia's COVID numbers. And right now, there are 2,900 patients receiving care at our hospitals right now. The last time that we had that many people in the hospital with the virus was April 29th. That number does not include suspected cases or patients waiting on test results. Not everyone who goes to the hospital needs a ventilator or other extreme measures. According to the Department of Public Health, in the past week, of the 1,700 new patients to seek medical care, only 216 people were admitted to the ICU. Statewide, 15% of the ICU beds are available, and that breakdown is about the same here in the metro, in Fulton and Gwinnett counties. But in the health region, that includes Cobb and Douglas counties, the number of ICU bed availability for patients drops to 7%.